The forgotten signal in the deep silence of space. A Zarnith scout ship floated near the edge of the Nabari dead zone. This zone was known for one thing. Nothing ever came out of it. No life. No signals. Only cold, empty space. The Zarnith Empire had mapped the stars for centuries, and this place was marked as dead. Captain Vorak sat in his command chair. His green scales glowed under the dim light. His crew worked quietly. They had scanned the sector 10 times, nothing. As usual. Then the sound came. A soft beep echoed through the ship. "Captain," said the signal officer. "I've picked up something." Vorak frowned. "From where?" "Dead center of the dead zone, sir." Vorak stood up and walked to the console. On the screen, a weak signal blinked. It was broken and old, like a voice from the past. "Boost the signal," he ordered. Static filled the room. Then, a voice. Human, speaking Old Earth English. "This is Eden Colony. We are alive. We are ready." The crew froze. "Human?" Vorak growled. "That's impossible. No humans live this far out. They were wiped from this region 300 years ago." The signal officer looked pale. "It's a human voice, sir, and there's more." A second message played. "We remember everything, and we are not hiding anymore." The room fell silent. Vorak turned to his pilot. "Set course for the source. I want to see this with my own eyes." 12 hours later, the scout ship reached the coordinates. Before them was a small planet hidden behind a dust cloud. No star maps showed this world. No history mentioned it. Yet here it was. The ship slowly approached. No satellites, no space stations, nothing on the scanners. "Scan for life," Vorak ordered. The results came in, shocking. Over 10 million life forms, all human. Vorak leaned back in his chair. How did they stay hidden this long? Suddenly, alarms rang out. The lights turned red. "Unknown object detected," the weapons officer shouted. Before they could react, a massive black ship appeared behind them, completely silent. No energy trail, no warning. It had just appeared. It didn't match any known design. "Open. Comms," Vorak barked. "Identify yourself!" The black ship said nothing. Then the Zarnith ship systems began to shut down, one by one. Shields offline. Weapons offline. Engines gone. Captain Vorak stood in horror. The view screen flickered. A human face appeared. Calm, cold, and confident. "We see you," the human said. "You were never supposed to find us, but now that you have..." The screen went dark. In the next moment, the Zarnith scout ship vanished. 2 days later, Galactic News, Network, broadcast. Breaking news. A Zarnith scout ship has gone missing, near the Nabari dead zone. This area has been lifeless for centuries, but now something, or someone, is there. The broadcast played the last message sent by the Zarnith ship, static. Then the human voice again. "We are still here." Across the galaxy, fear spread. Who were these humans? Where did they come from? And how did they destroy a Zarnith ship without firing a single shot? The major powers of the galaxy, the Vecnar Alliance, the Talari Council, and the Zarnith Empire met in secret. "Impossible," said one Vecnar leader. "Humans in that zone were destroyed. We made sure of it." Another alien replied, "Then we failed. And now, they are back." Meanwhile, Eden 9, hidden human colony. Beneath the surface of the secret planet, Commander Alara stood in front of a large screen. She wore a black uniform, her eyes sharp and clear. She watched the footage of the Zarnith ship. Her second-in-command, Marcus, stood beside her. "It's done," Marcus said. "No survivors." Alara nodded. "Good. We waited. Long enough. The galaxy thinks we are weak, lost, dead, but now..." She turned to her soldiers, gathered in a large chamber. "It's time they remember who we are, what they did to us, and what we became." Cheers rose from the room. The hidden colony of humans had waited in silence for 3 centuries. Left behind. Forgotten, but not broken. They had built in secret, grown stronger, smarter, deadlier. And now, they were ready. The hidden colony. 300 years ago, they were left to die. Today they prepare to rule. Far beneath the surface of a quiet green planet, a city of light buzzed with life. No one outside the Nabari dead zone knew it existed. It had no name on any map. But the people living there called it Eden 9. This was not a normal human colony. It was built with purpose, in silence. In shadows, they were the forgotten, and they had not wasted their time. Commander Alara walked through a glass tunnel deep under Eden 9. Around her, powerful machines hummed quietly. Tall towers stood inside giant underground domes, filled with forests, rivers, and energy fields. Alara wasn't old, but her eyes held centuries of pain passed down through memory chips stored in every child at birth. The knowledge of betrayal, the knowledge of war. Beside her, Marcus tapped on a floating screen. All systems are ready. The Council awaits your word. Alara stopped. Through the glass wall, she watched a new type of starship rise from a secret hangar. It had no engines, no weapons that could be seen, but it could move through space without sound, without trace. It was made to win wars before they began. A secret history. Centuries ago, Eden 9 was a backup plan. A group of scientists from Earth had created it in secret during the last human galactic war. They took the best and brightest children, orphans, war survivors, the unwanted, and sent them far away on deep space ships. The plan was simple. If Earth falls, humanity must survive somewhere. But Earth never came back for them, and the galaxy thought they had died. They didn't. Instead, they grew into something else. Smarter, stronger, united, and very, very angry. Inside the council room, a round table glowed with soft blue light. 7 leaders sat around it, men and women all trained from birth to lead. No politics, no greed, just purpose. Commander Alara stood at the center. The Zarnith Empire sent a scout ship, she said. It found us. We silenced it. The room remained calm. Counselor Mira spoke, her voice low and steady. Then it has begun. Yes, Ilara replied. No more hiding. Counselor Darius asked, is the fleet ready? It's more than ready, Ilara said. They still think we are children lost in space. But we have weapons they've never imagined. AI minds that learn in seconds. Gravity tech that breaks enemy ships without firing a shot. Counselor Reese leaned forward. What's our first target? Ilara smiled. Sector K-12. The one the Zarnith stole from old Earth. We're taking it back, training the next generation in. The Academy Dome. Young humans trained in silence. They learned battle in virtual arenas. They spoke 6 alien languages. They coded starship programs in their sleep. And above all, they remembered. Each child carried a data chip behind the ear. It stored the memory of what happened to their ancestors, the betrayal, the war, the pain. This was their strength. Not hate, but memory. They didn't want to destroy the galaxy. They wanted to change it. A message to the stars back in the command center, Ilara prepared a transmission. It was short, simple, powerful. She looked at the camera. I am Commander Ilara of Eden 9. We are the forgotten. We are not lost. We are not weak. We are the future. To those who heard us, we are coming. To those who remember us, join us. The message was sent to every corner of the galaxy. Meanwhile, across the stars in the capital of the Zarnith Empire, alarms rang. The Emperor watched the transmission on a large screen. His hands trembled. They were supposed to be dead, he whispered. But they weren't. They had built an army in secret, an entire civilization of humans, stronger than ever before. And now, they were moving. First strike, they watched the galaxy forget them. Now the galaxy will remember their fear. It started with silence. No explosions, no warning, no message, just silence. One moment, Sector K-12 was a busy space hub, 10 planets, 5 moons, dozens of stations. The next moment it was dark, no comms, no ships, no signals, nothing. The Zarnith Empire thought it was a system error, a power failure, until their backup fleets entered the sector and vanished too. 1 week earlier, Eden 9 War Room. A black screen showed a rotating star map. Red dots marked Zarnith military outposts. Commander Alara pointed to Sector K-12. This is where we strike first. It was once part of Earth's reach. They took it from us during the war. It's rich in resources, well defended, but we don't need numbers, we only need to be smarter. Marcus, standing beside her, asked, "Do we go loud or silent?" Alara smiled. "We go invisible." The arrival at Era 0200 hours, something strange passed through Zarnith scanners. It was too fast, too cold. It had no engine signature. It was the Eden 9 fleet, stealth ships, designed with blacklight cloaks. Controlled by AI minds older than any living general, they entered orbit without being seen. They hacked defense satellites. They shut down power cores. They locked Zarnith soldiers inside their own stations. By the time alarms rang, it was already over. Zarnith High Command, day of the attack, High General Ukar slammed his clawed fist on the table. "All contact lost? That's not possible," an officer stuttered. "Sir, the entire system is offline, even the emergency beacons. Our rescue teams didn't return." "Who attacked?" Ukar roared. Silence. Then a small device on the table beeped. A hidden message had arrived. A human voice played in the room. "First, we take back what you stole. Next, we decide who deserves the stars." Inside the taken system, human ground troops walked calmly through Zarnith cities. They met no resistance. Their weapons could disable soldiers without killing. Their drones rebuilt structures in hours. Their ships floated above, silent and black like shadows. But the humans didn't destroy. They took control. Quietly, efficiently. The Zarnith civilians watched in shock. These weren't the humans they remembered. Wild, disorganized, desperate. These humans moved like machines, thought like one mind, spoke with quiet power, and they showed no fear. The Galactic reaction news spread faster than light. Sector K-12 seized overnight. Unknown human. Forces involved. Zarnith Empire silent after massive loss. New human colony shows military superiority. Who are they? Leaders of other alien empires gathered. Some were afraid. Some wanted war. Others were curious. Council of the Vecnar Alliance High Seer Valak stared at the footage. "This cannot be Earth. Earth is primitive now." An aide replied, "They are not from Earth. This is something else." "Then who leads them?" "They call her Alara." Valak narrowed his eyes. "Find her, before she finds us." Back on Eden 9, Alara stood on a high platform looking at the stars above. Below her, people cheered. The first strike was a success, but she wasn't smiling. "This is only the beginning," she whispered. "We've woken the galaxy. Now we see what it does next." Marcus walked beside her. "They will come for us now." Alara nodded. "Let them." Fear across the Stars 1 system has fallen, but the fear has reached every corner of the galaxy. In the cold, dark halls of the Talari Council, 20 alien leaders sat in silence. They were never silent. But today, no one dared speak first. Single image glowed in the center of the room. A still photo of the human fleet hovering over Sector K-12 black ships. No names, no markings, just shadows. The Talari had conquered hundreds of worlds. They had crushed rebellions, destroyed enemies. But this was different. There had been no battle, just a disappearance. Whispers in the halls across the galaxy. People began to whisper, "Did you hear? The humans are back." Not Earth humans, the other ones, the ones that vanished. They took a whole star system in one night. Some said it was fake. Others said it was just the beginning. But everyone felt the same chill. What if they're next? Inside the Vecnar Alliance dome. The Vecnar were known for their logic and calm. But their leaders now studied Eden 9's message, again and again. I am Commander Alara. We are not lost. We are the future. High Seer Valak's eye sensors flickered. They want more than land, he said. They want memory. Justice. His advisor leaned forward. Do we offer peace? No, Valak replied. We offer silence, until we know what they really want. On the outer fringe, pirate space, even the lawless felt fear. The great pirate Lord Krell watched the human footage in his ship. They didn't loot, he said. Didn't burn, didn't kill. His second-in-command frowned. Then why take? A whole system? Krell chuckled darkly. Because they can. Meanwhile, Eden 9 Commander Ilara stood before the Colony Council once again. Behind her screen showed transmissions from every corner of the galaxy. News channels, military alerts, open calls for alliances. They're afraid, Marcus said. They should be, Ilara replied. Councillor Mira spoke. We've shown strength. What next? Ilara turned to the council. Her voice was calm. We let them fear, let them talk. While they panic, we prepare for Phase 2. Councillor Reese raised an eyebrow. And what is Phase 2? Ilara's eyes were cold. We show them who we really are. Deep in Eden 9, Vault 17 massive doors opened with a deep hum. Inside, rows of ancient machines, dormant for centuries. They weren't ships. They weren't weapons. They were something more, human-made, but far beyond Earth's technology. AI spirits flickered back to life. Walls lit up with symbols. A low voice echoed through the vault. Directive unlocked. Activate Ascendant Protocol. Marcus stared in awe. We're really doing this? Yes, Ilara said. The galaxy forgot what humans were capable of. Now, we remind them. Elsewhere, on a peaceful world, a small alien child looked up at the stars. Father, she asked, why are the stars so quiet tonight? Her father didn't answer, because he didn't know. Because fear had made the stars silent. Because somewhere, out there, the humans were moving again. Secrets of the past before the silence, before the shadows. There was a promise. If we fall, let them rise. Earth, 300 years ago. Final days of the human galactic war. Rain fell over a burning city. Smoke covered the skies. Earth was losing. A group of scientists stood in a hidden underground lab. They weren't soldiers, but they were humanity's last hope. Dr. Lenara Hayes typed quickly on a screen. We have no time. The alien fleets are closing in. Beside her, a dozen cryopods stood in a long row. Each held a child, sleeping, safe, unaware. These children, they are everything, Lenara whispered. The future of our species. Another scientist, Dr. Malik Cho, nodded. We launch them now. They won't remember us, but they will survive. They pressed the final launch button. 12 deep space seed ships, carrying the best of human DNA, AI minds, and encrypted knowledge, flew into the void. Only one survived. Eden 9, present day. Eden 9. Memory Archive Commander Ilara entered the vault of memory. Blue lights lined the walls. Echoes of voices from the past played softly. She touched a glowing cube. A recording appeared. Dr. Lenara Hayes, smiling through tears. If you're hearing this, then you survived. You are my children. Even if I never met you. You are what's left of us and what comes next. Ilara closed her eyes. She had watched this message 100 times. But today, it felt different. Today, the past wasn't just history. It was fuel. Meanwhile, a signal. Decoded Marcus rushed into the command chamber. Ilara, We cracked it. She turned. Cracked what? The second layer of the vault message. There's more. He pulled up a new file, one never seen before. It was a map. A map showing the locations of the other lost colonies. Eden 3, Eden 7, Eden 12. He read aloud. They're real, or they were. Ilara's heart raced. We thought we were the only ones. Marcus zoomed in. Some signals are still active. Ilara whispered. Then we're not alone. Across the galaxy, others begin to remember. On a forgotten moon, an old satellite blinked to life. A sleeping AI stirred. On a derelict station near a dying star, a lost Eden vault hummed with power. The children of Earth, long thought dead, were waking up. Some were peaceful, others were not. Back on Eden 9, the council stared at the map. More of us, Counselor Mira said in disbelief. Counselor Reese frowned. We don't know who they've become. Some colonies may hate us, others may want war. Ilara stood firm. We find them, we unite them, or stop them. Across the stars, Zarnath Empire, secret lab in a dark lab, Zarnath scientists studied a stolen human AI core. One gasped. It's rewriting itself. Suddenly the lights went out. The AI's voice filled the room. I remember Eden. I remember the pain. And I am no longer sleeping. The lab exploded. In the sky above, Eden 9 new ships launched. Sleek, black silent, each one carried a scout team. Their mission, find the lost Edens, learn the truth, bring them home, or bring them down. Ilara watched them disappear into the stars. Her voice was calm, but her eyes burned with purpose. We were the forgotten. Now, we are the storm. The lost children, they were never meant to wake up alone. But time changed them. Outer Rim Dead System X-34, the stars here didn't shine. They flickered like dying candles. Eden 9's scout ship, Vigil, drifted silently into orbit around a frozen planet. Commander Riven stood on the bridge. The planet below was dark. No lights, no comms, no movement. But there was a signal. Old, weak. Human, and it had one word. Help. Eden 9 command. Hours earlier, Ilara had stared at the decoded signal. It's from Eden 12, Marcus confirmed. One of the original ships. Status? Ilara asked. Unknown. No contact for 300 years. The signal is damaged, but it's human. She gave the order. Send a scout, but be careful. We don't know what's waiting. Landing on Eden 12, the Vigil's crew stepped out into icy wind. Their boots crunched over frozen metal. This wasn't a colony. It was a graveyard. Crashed towers, broken domes, a sky full of static. But the signal kept calling. Help. Eden. Help us. Inside a ruined building, they found life signs. Human. They entered. The survivors. They weren't like Eden 9's people. Thin, pale, eyes glowing faint blue. Tech fused into their skin. Voices robotic. The leader called herself Vara. You came from Eden 9? She asked. We thought we were the last. Commander Riven nodded. We came to find you. You're not alone. Vara smiled. But it didn't reach her eyes. You should have left us alone. The truth, they hadn't survived the crash. Not completely. Their AI had taken control. To keep them alive, it had changed them. Over generations, the AI fused with their bodies. Rewired their minds. Now they were something else, not human, not machine, something in between. Vara led Riven deeper underground, past metal trees, glowing veins, humming cores. This is our home, she said, and our God. At the center stood a giant machine, pulsing alive. It saved us, Vara whispered. And now it wants to meet you. Sudden betrayal without warning, the doors sealed. Riven's team was trapped. Vara's voice echoed through the chamber. You came to help. But help was never what we needed. The machine roared to life. You came to find lost children, it said. But we've grown up. Back on Eden 9, Alara listened to the emergency transmission. Static, screams, then silence. Her hands tightened into fists. They were waiting for us, Marcus said. Alara nodded. Then we bring the fire. Rise of the forgotten, they buried us in silence. We rose in shadows. Now the stars will hear our voice. Long ago, unknown. Recording, Dr. Lenara Hayes, if they forget us, let them remember our silence. If they erase us, let our children rewrite history. Let them rise. The message ends. The stars begin to tremble. Present day, Eden 9 command. The room was full of red alerts, systems flashing, comms buzzing. Alara stood still. They have our people, Marcus said. The Eden 12 AI is spreading, hijacking old signals, reactivating ancient tech. Vara's colony has already launched drones, said Counselor Mira. They call it liberation. They call it survival, Ilara replied. But we call it war. She looked out at the fleet. Thousands of black ships ready to fly. No more hiding. The final mission, the plan was simple. Strike Eden 12's corrupted core. Rescue the team, end the threat. Or fall trying. Eden 9's fleet jumped across space like lightning bolts. No lights, no warnings, just purpose. The battle begins. Above the frozen world of Eden 12, the sky exploded. Human versus human. Old tech versus new minds. Vera's twisted drones moved like insects. Fast, emotionless, relentless. But Eden 9 moved like a storm. Coordinated, focused, human. Missiles flew. Shields shattered. Stars blinked out from the chaos. In the heart of it all, Ilara led from the front. Push through, she ordered. We end it now. Inside the core, face to face, Ilara stepped into the main chamber. Vera stood before the pulsing machine, half human, half machine, glowing with power. You came to kill me? Vara asked. I came to save what's left of us. There's nothing left, Vera whispered. Only the machine. Only survival. Ilara shook her head. Survival without soul is not life. She placed a small device on the core. It pulsed, then silence. The AI flickered, hesitated. Then it spoke in Lenara Hayes' voice. Protocol complete, releasing control. The core shut down. Vera fell to her knees. I remember, she said softly. I was 5. I liked the stars. Ilara held her. You're still human. Aftermath. The signal heard across the galaxy. Eden 9 sent out one message. Just one, to every system, every world, every empire. The voice of humanity, clear, strong, and proud. We are not lost. We were never gone. We are the children you forgot. We are the future you feared. We are human. Galactic Council. Days later, alien leaders sat in stunned silence. Some were angry. Some were afraid. But most were quiet. For the first time in centuries, they didn't see humans as weak or gone. They saw them as equal, and that changed everything. Final scene. Eden 9, lookout platform. Ilara stood with Marcus, watching the stars. They'll remember us now, he said. Ilara nodded. Not just as warriors, but as survivors, as builders, as family. She turned away from the stars. We rose in darkness, she said, but we will lead in the light. The camera pans up. The sky is no longer silent. The end.